streaming a little bit last week, so I just want to make sure. I lowered the quality of the video a little bit temporarily just to make sure we could stream today without any disruptions. So I'm just gonna share this stream with this is going to be a weekly stream we do every Monday at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm the creator of this mobile indie. It's called Mobile Game Dev now, Mobile Game Dev Group. And we actually just passed 100 members over the weekend, so this is perfect timing for a special stream like this. Let me just share it with this group and we can get started. But the idea is every Monday we go through our group's history for the week, and we play the games people suggest, and the people who join the stream can also suggest their own games. And the idea is that we can all play each other's games and give live feedback. So people who are into that can join, and I think we have some really, like last week we had a really interesting conversation about some games and the design, and everyone's got different perspectives. So it's like it ends up being a really informative session. So I just want to share this with the group. Give me 1 second. It's hard to talk and do computer stuff at the same time. So I'm saying weekly Monday stream. Come by as we go through the last week and play some mobile indie games. And I'm gonna share that with our mobile. You can go to facebook.com/group/mobileindie. And so right now we're focused mostly on attracting members who are like independent game developers or who are somehow involved with mobile gaming. But in the future, we want to make it so that we start attracting more casual players. Are you wearing a green shirt in front of a green screen? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Awesome. I didn't even look at my myself in the chat on the stream. That's awesome. What's up, Mattman? So Mattman PS2 just joined our Twitch chat. I'm gonna go ahead and comment all the links in the Facebook group. So we have a Facebook group dedicated to mobile indie gaming, and that's what you see above, right in front of us right here. I also just started a Discord for mobile indie developers, because the Facebook group can serve to attract hopefully casual mobile players of games, not just developers, over time at least. And this Discord will be a great place where it's just going to be developers. And there's a lot of people I've noticed, especially people who communicate on Twitter and Reddit that I've talked to, who hate Facebook, and they won't be associated with anything Facebook, but they're very active on Discord. So I think it makes sense to have these two kind of portals for our group. Let me go to our group. How's it going, Mattman? So Mattman PS2 is developing a game called Hex Stars, and I've made a couple of videos about it, so you've probably heard about it. Let me pull it up. Let me make sure my phone's working. Oh, it crashed. Let me pull up Hex Stars. Oh, guaranteed rare skin. Alright, hold on. Let me make sure my screen is showing. In the meantime, I'm gonna comment. So if you're tuning into this later, you might want to skip the first 10 minutes of this or so while we're setting everything up. Here, actually I got it. That was easier than I thought. Sweet. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this game called Hex Stars, which Mattman PS2 developed. 1 second. I think every Monday I should wear a different green shirt. I'm like the translucent game developer. This is something new that I haven't seen in this game. So guaranteed rare skin, free open gift with an ad or no thanks. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch the ad while I'm commenting all the links on this. Edit posts. I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna give all the links. Yeah, so I'm gonna comment all the chats right away. Oh, you're playing my games, says Mattman. Yep. I like how you've framed the rare gift. That's what I clicked on to get this ad. It made it seem extra valuable. Sweet. Awesome. That looks awesome, the Viking helmet. Looks rad. So yeah, there's an emphasis cosmetically on these like skins, hats, kind of like, you know, Fall Guys, Fortnite. This is like a standard thing that games do to get value, and I think Batman PS2 is executing on this really well. And Batman PS2 says that they've seen that in the data that it's really incentivizing. It's proven to be really incentivizing the way that they're designing the skins and displaying them, offering them to the player. Mattman says free guaranteed skin is the #2 spot for most watched ad. Interesting. So the second most watched ad slot is for the guaranteed rare skin. That's really interesting. So that could be a lesson for all of us who are designing similar features. And so let's go ahead and play around. Yeah, let's play around right now. So this is a mode where you're trying to get to the bottom first. And Mattman PS2 added arrows everywhere and arrows above the empty slots in order so people know that, because this mode is actually an inversion of the regular game mode, so it can be confusing, but I think the arrows make it really clear. The bottom, it's really good to be big, so you get kind of bigger as you gain more points. Oh man, we're all looking for the empty square. I'm trying to keep an eye on these guys too. Oh, I messed up. Okay, didn't even get in the top 3. And so you gain coins and you gain trophies in order to climb these leagues. And by making progress and doing well in these games, you're also unlocking new game elements, like new modes, new tiles, and stuff like that. So, super fun game. And I think it's as I said in the YouTube video I made, it's a great translation of the Fall Guys appeal, not the game, like its core appeal. Cool. So I'm gonna just leave that open for a sec. Oh, so you added you added a remove ads feature. That's interesting. Is that something that you pay for? Or is that something that you have to watch an ad for? Or I mean, yeah, I guess that's what I mean. I guess you wouldn't watch an ad to remove ads. I'm gonna click it. Okay, it's not doing anything. So I'm gonna comment the Discord at the top of each. Yeah, I'm just gonna comment it in the Facebook. Mattman says, yeah, it's paid. Those forced end of games ads are removed. You can still watch RVs if you want. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Let me try again. Yeah, so I saw a lot of people were asking for that, so I think that's awesome that you gave that feature. I didn't realize that many people cared about it that much. Yeah, I'm hitting it and it's not working. It didn't do anything, yeah. So I'm commenting the Discord. So the Discord is going to be more focused on game developers. Let's check out, there's a new introduce yourself that just was added. Someone's saying, I won't be able to join live stream, however, unfortunately, maybe an hour or so later if it's still going. I'm going to say, awesome. Hope to see you then. And I didn't even include the link in the Discord yet. Let me do that. So it's really basic. I make a game called Emoji Pop, so there's just a couple of channels dedicated to that. And then we have video game stuff. Game development. I did one for promo. Maybe we'll get rid of that. Kessels is now live. Oh, it's good for promoting streams. That's good. Kessels is making a game called Undead Eatery on Steam. Someone came called Valorware. So we're up to like 20 members, and so I think this is going to grow pretty quickly. We just created it. In the live stream, let me comment. We are live. Let's play mobile indie games special Monday stream. So on these Monday streams, I don't work on my game at all. It's literally just playing mobile indie games and going through the channel for the week. And then kind of, I always just go where chatters are interested in talking about, Let's play special stream. So I'm at Emoji Popcast. That is my name across every conceivable social media, from YouTube to Twitter to TikTok. So I'm adding the Discord link, and I'm adding, I guess that's, I'd also really recommend you check out my YouTube page. We won't go into that now. Cool. So let's get started playing some more mobile indie games. We just played Hex Stars, which I really love. I think it's a great example of a mobile game. Yeah, so I think it's awesome. Even when I'm working on my game, I stream Monday through Friday starting at 10 a.m. each day. And even when I'm just working on my game, people would check in my stream and tell me like, oh, I made something in my game, and I would always check it out. So it's a really fun stream because I'm always just kind of I'm coding, but I'm also checking in on games, and we're talking about game design in between. So I've been told it's a great stream to listen to if you're working on other stuff, like if you're doing game dev yourself. This is like I try to think of that perspective in mind when I'm streaming, so you can kind of tune out at times, and sometimes I'm talking and just doing boring coding stuff. You can check in here and there. You can see the progress of the game overall, or you can be actively helping me. So yeah, let's start playing some games. So Merge There's this game called Merge RPG that had a UI update, so I wanted to play that, and then I didn't play that last Monday, so I want to check that out. So I'm not really a frequent player of these idle games, but I really enjoyed Merge. So let me make sure the recent update is downloaded, because they just updated the UI and some other stuff. Okay, so I think I would really recommend everyone check out this game, Merge RPG, because it has a 1-star rating from one person, and this is actually a really good game, and I think we should be playing it. What's up, Doba SLC? What's going on? I'm curious where you're coming from. Feel free to comment. Did you rate it? No, let me rate it. Let me rate it. Actually, I should get into the habit. I want to get in the habit of rating all these games, and I figure all of us can, while I'm streaming, we can. If you're actively involved in the stream, you can play these games for yourself and give your own feedback, because maybe the stream is a little choppy and you can play it yourself. I'll give them a full written review afterwards. I've played it a decent amount on the stream last time, so I think it's a great game. As I said, I'm not a frequent player of these idle games, so I don't have the best perspective on it, but I actually learned a lot about the genre by playing it, and I thought it was really addicting, and I saw an immediate hook, so I thought it would be a good game to play. So this was my character last time. Oh, actually, let me restart. I know that's not with the recent UI update. I'm gonna have to. Let me just uninstall and reinstall. So yeah, it's called Merge RPG Game Heroes. You can just type Merge or Merge RPG. I thought they said they updated. Maybe the update was only on Android. This says that a week ago was the recent update, so we might not actually get the UI update. But I played it on Android, and it was cool. Yeah, Adobe SLSC in Discord. Sup, I made Float. I think the concept of this Monday stream is great. I'm excited to watch and be a part of this, and just in general, game development streams are my favorite, so I'm glad to find a consistent one. Awesome, that is really encouraging to hear. That's awesome. I'm glad you're really into game development streams. I'm really glad to have you in the chat, because I myself am just getting into game dev streams, like watching them as well as being on them. So yeah, I stream Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Cali time every Monday through Friday. I'd be glad to have you in the chat because I'm looking for ways to get better, and especially if you watch game dev streams, like I'd really love give me like I'm a game designer. I think you're a game designer. I think we talked in the chat. So let me see which one you are. Let's see. Okay, there you are. But yeah, so as game designers, as game developers, our philosophy should be to be all about honest, direct feedback and accepting it. And so let me know if you have any feedback about the stream. I'm glad you think the Monday stream is cool. I'm really excited to grow this group. There's a lot of people who I've been talking to by forming this group, and it seems like we have a really good community going, and I think it's going to grow pretty quickly, so I'm really excited about that. So yeah, let's go back to that Mergy game. Oh yeah, I made Float. I need to remember. So also in forming this group, I've been faced with like hundreds of mobile games, and it's been really great for like getting exposure. Oh man, hold on. When I edited the stream, I need to reshare this post I made to Facebook. 1 second. So I edited edited the Facebook post to show the link to Discord, but then it deleted the stream, so that's counterproductive. Oh yeah, I want to play Float. So is Float on iOS or Android? I can't remember which one it is. As I said, yeah, I've been faced with like so many mobile games, it's crazy, and so yeah, I would love to know where I can play it. Sharing again. Just Android. I don't have any Apple products to release it. Awesome. So I also downloaded this Android emulator on my computer, which we're going to test out. I'm hoping it's adequate for playing these kinds of games. So let's just test it out. Let's play Mergy on Android, and because I know the UI update's there. Yeah, just Android. I don't have any Apple products. Yeah, so let me know on Android. I could probably play it. This emulator allows you to kind of map keys to certain things, so I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, this Merge RPG is available on Android and iOS, so either way you can download it. More options, share the group, weekly, Monday. Also, you need to update your Insta, Twitter links on Twitch. Great to know. See, this is the kind of feedback I'm looking for. Thank you, Dobax SLC. Yeah, so I've changed all of my handles to Emoji Popcast everywhere. So that's where you can find me. I'm going to update those links after the stream. Alright, let's reshare. Let's move on. Okay, so yeah, so looking at this, the quality, the Android quality is way choppier compared to iOS, but let's just look at the UI update. This is actually perfect. So on the left we have the the iOS version, and on the right we have the Android. So look at the UI right here in the middle. So this is like the combat UI. And so look at these buttons right here. They almost look like buttons. Yeah, they are buttons. So they say 0 out of 5, 1 out of 5. This shows how many treasures you have in your box. And so the buttons, I think, allow you to select between different things. So that actually, UI is funny, says Matt, man. It's hard to tell what's better without an A/B test. They both look good to me. I think that's true, but there are things that I think and I think you'll probably agree with this. Functionally, you can kind of detect, oh, this is better. So when I played, just by my own playtest, when I played the iOS version, the original version, these are supposed to be buttons, and I had no idea that they were buttons. I was really confused what to hit. I was like hitting the shield. I guess the shield does it too, but these things, I was confused what they were. I was confused whether they were buttons or not. And so seeing them now, I'm like, oh yeah, these are buttons. Like they like look like buttons. They look like the buttons that almost Mattman helped me make in the game, except they went deeper into the highlighting and shadowing and stuff or whatever. So that part definitely was good. But Mattman raises a good point about the A/B tests. Like I'm curious if this developer, if they're watching or later, I'm curious if they A/B tested it or if they're just going off of their own play testing or whatever. But I think it looks cooler too. I like the round ones, but yeah, I don't know if that's just because it's new. Let's like make I'm gonna make something in the iOS one, the old version. So in the iOS version, this is like the tutorial I'm going through. And so the idea is you merge these swords together, and you can only merge swords that are of the same type. And so level 2 can combine, and so I'll give him a level 3 sword. So just looking at the difference, look how much this weapon stands out compared to this one. So this is the new version with the on the right, and I can really see the weapon, whereas this one I can't even really see what this is. Like the brown blends in with the background, and the sword's still there in the background. So I think, at least cosmetically, those things I think are really awesome improvements. Dovax just said, just want to note, Mergy is running fantastic on my S10. Perhaps the emulator isn't super optimized. Yeah, I should. That's a good point. Thanks for pointing that out. I should add more memory, RAM, or whatever RAM space or whatever I have to do to the emulator to make it run better. I only played it like once before the stream, and I wasn't sure how it was gonna work. But I know there's a lot of indie devs that only export to Android. So yeah, I should definitely invest into. I think I was thinking about just getting a device, an Android device, and mirroring it. I have an old device from like 2013 or something, and I don't think I can really mirror it, and it doesn't really run all the new games. So I should just maybe I should procure an Android device as well. But in the meantime, add some memory to this baby. But yeah, so I love the UI updates on the main screen here. I'm just gonna play the iOS for a second. It's great to know that it's running great on the S10. So definitely don't take this graphical quality in the Android as evidence. Let me just close that for now, actually. All right. So I'm just gonna play the iOS for a minute. So I had to restart. So there's a sword, and let me know if I'm not that familiar with these games. I've played them a little bit, but I've never really dived deep into one. I'm not sure if I want to know the ways in which this diverges or perfects the genre, or whatever. That's what I can't provide in terms of feedback or whatever. So you can also combine shields, or maybe the differences exist more in the long run execution and the balancing of the whole thing. So I'm just gonna combine a few of these shields or whatever, armors. And so yeah, look, the UI is so much better than the other one because I could really see that look how shrunken the guard is. So in the Android version, it was probably gonna be a lot bigger in that shield. So I think this UI update is really awesome, actually. I like that it turned to nighttime. I didn't notice that before. And then I forget what this one is. Oh yeah, these are actually shields. So the old UI showed a sword and a shield, and so that kind of seemed too similar to the sword icon. But that's better now in the new version. And then there's like this amulet, magic ring, or whatever it is. And so you can add these different items together and improve your stats of your character as he goes through the level. And so I don't know if this is standard, but I really love how this might be a standard trope for the industry. I don't know for the genre, but I love how you're completing this level and then you face a boss at the end. And so to me, it's kind of like, I don't know, this is like a stretch comparison, but it reminds me of like Pokemon, where you have to go through the dungeon, and then you beat the and the dungeon's kind of easy, but you're trying not to let the dungeon wear you down too much when you battle these trainers. And then at the end you get the final trainer, and that's like a really hard boss. And so you want to get to the boss in a state where you're well fit to beat them. And so I feel like there's planning that goes in that in terms of strategizing when you go into the boss mode, or how long you keep playing the level for, etc. So I really like that dynamic. It'd be interesting if that was something that became more complex over time, if like certain bosses had certain abilities or some, I don't know, like it seems like there's a game space there. But yeah, I really dig this game. It looks like my character died. But yeah, I really like this game, so I just want to play it for a little bit. Maybe we'll play it later. But because I played it on a previous stream, but I'm a really big fan, and I found myself just like continuously merging things, and then like maybe working for a little bit, then going back to merging, and so I really enjoyed this feature. Let me get to a level 4. See, I'm doing it right now already. There's also like your hero. One thing I really liked is that you can share your hero to social media, and I think that gives you a reward in the new version. So that's something that I thought was pretty smart as a feature, because you can kind of customize your person and stuff. Also, so you're gaining coins by playing, and you can use this. This is another alternate progression system in the game. So I have 148 coins, so I could like level up certain attributes, like the cooldown of crafting or increasing slot inventory, etc. So I really like that. And then there's also this alternate currency, the diamonds, which right now I think I can only get by paying. And that does a bunch of other boosts and stuff, and so I could see that's a good thing that you don't have to engage with, but people who are really invested in the game would probably want to get these rubies and stuff. So yeah, that was super fun. I love that game. I'm gonna play it more and keep you up to date what I think about that. Let's switch to Android. Let's keep playing iOS since it's playing well. Let's see. There's a couple games I wanted to play again, but let's play something else. Okay, so this game is really interesting. I wanted to play it on the stream. It's called Wavy Run. Let's look it up in the App Store. So if you type Wavy Run, oh, it's not coming up in search anymore. Okay, so if you just type Wavy Run, it looks like their name. So their name changed recently, so the search isn't up to date. That's interesting. Yeah, it's called Wavy Run. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I think it's a really interesting game, and I think the gameplay is pretty cool. But I think there's some interesting. Oh, there's an update. Sweet. But I think there's some interesting discussion around the game and its design to be had, and stuff to learn from it, and exploring its possibility space deeper. So let's play that. I think this is pretty interesting to me. I'm curious what people think about this. So the idea is, it's similar to games like Tap Wings, Tiny Wings, or Flappy Bird in a way, where more like Tap Wings, Tiny Wings I think it's called, where your character goes in like a parabolic motion based on how you're tapping. And so if you're not tapping, it goes up, and if you're tapping, it kind of starts to go down the slope of your line, and you're trying to avoid the dark. So let's do that. So I'm gonna hit this. So I should have tried to like stay behind that ball in order to prevent the little black dots from hitting me. Let's try this again. So you'll notice, okay, 2 things. You'll notice that I immediately lost. The second thing you notice is it's a completely different level. So let's play again. So let's avoid dark. It's purple now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oof, this looks tough. Yes, so Dobak's great point. So that's the first thing I wanted to say is the difficulty. You have to note the difficulty. And there's some that are there's some levels that to me I feel like it's impossible. Dobak says I love these types of game though. Yeah, I like these types of games too. It's an interesting structure of the game. So I never want to play a game, never want to say something's bad, because something is different doesn't mean it's bad, and the things that make it different could make it successful. Like these kinds of challenges sometimes take off. So what they did is there's 20 levels. I think there's 20 levels of this type, and they're all very different, and they almost introduce different mechanics in a way, like different behaviors. Let me play another one. Avoid Dark. So this one's a little more easy. I've played this one before. It looks cool too. And you're kind of trying to stay focused long enough. It's kind of like one of the main challenges. And so it's close to the end there, I think. So there's 20 levels, and they get basically played in random order. And so you're trying to beat them all in one run. And so I haven't even beat one yet, So that's an interesting challenge that I think players who are into this kind of gameplay or looking for something to dig into, they might find that to be a really awesome game experience to get better over time at beating these 20 levels. The way most mobile game developers, I think, that would design this in such a way so that the new content, the new levels, or the new kinds of mechanics get kind of doled out to you over time, in such a way to motivate regular gameplay and investing in the long term. You see, like, oh, if I keep playing this game for a long time, I get to do all this cool stuff in the future. So that makes players kind of want to. It's another knowing that there's that long term value makes them willing to invest in the game. It's not just a gameplay system that's fun for a day or two. Let me play one more time. Let me try to do this. Oh, see, it's so hard, and I don't know if it's because of me. Also, I'm probably kind of bad at these kinds of games. Oh, I got the same one twice. So I did the exact same thing. Let me be quiet for one round and play it again. So this one actually I thought was impossible when I played it. I was like, I don't know how anyone can do that. I always lose there because I'm like, you have to be on the dot to get through that. I've played that one before. And I think it's interesting. Oh god, this is going to be one of those long ones. So I don't have to hit those balls. See, it's just that I always fail, So I could see a lot of players just getting frustrated. So, like, maybe there's a way to do this kind of game. I don't know. What if instead of having to go through 20 of these really difficult levels, what if instead there were 3 levels and they were all kind of easy, but with like a 30% chance of failure each or something like that? And then players, you can give them that early sense of success. I think that might be what's lacking here, is that Kessels. Hey, what's up, Kessels? So Kessels just joined our Twitch chat. Kessels is making a game called Undead Eatery on Steam, and they're doing like this big 2-month sprint right now to get this multiplayer feature that they're working on in the game. So I'm really excited about that. Let me know if anyone in the chat, including Kessels, has any like updates on their games or something that I should play. This stream every Monday is going to be dedicated to just playing indie mobile games and going through our group and kind of evaluating everyone's work and everything, and having discussions about these games. So I think this discussion about this game is really interesting. It's called Wavy Run on the App Store. And as I said, what's lacking is giving players that early hit of success that makes them confident in their abilities and desiring to keep going. Lueo, what's up? I remember you from last week. That was an awesome chat we had. I'm excited having this chat. I'd be curious what Lueo thinks of this game too. Kessel says, hey. So let me go back to the App Store and show you. This is a game called Wavy Run, and I'm really curious about what people think of this. I think there's a way I can forget how to. Not exactly sure how to get rid of people. Oh, sorry, I deleted that person. I remember them from before, or someone typing that same message. Sorry, I destroyed Lueo's chances of being famous. My bad. I don't know if you have. I'm not sure if it's just an iOS game, but it's called Wavy Run. So if anyone out there wants to play this game, I'm trying to give all the games we play 5 stars because we're all indie devs. I think we're all trying to help each other out, at least after playing the game, And no game is ever done. No game is ever perfect, So, and no game's perfect for everybody. Dobak says, I didn't see it on Android. Okay, so it might only be iOS. I'm really curious what people think of this. And as I said, my suggestion would be like, it makes sense if you want to follow your own vision, but I really think it'd be cool if like there was more of progress and players had like, you got to give them a win at some point. And so I've played this and I've probably beat a few levels and I played it like 100 times. So that feels really punishing. Is there any way I can play iOS games without having an iOS device? I don't think so, but like I'm using an Android emulator to play Android games, so maybe there's one for iOS, but I assume they have like a tighter security on that stuff, you know. So yeah, if you don't have it, I'll just play it in front of you. Let me play it one more time, and then we'll move on to the next game. I'm not focusing on getting the game too long in case people don't have access. So okay, this one I have to push the ball. Oh, see, I never succeed in that. I also might not just be very good at these games, you know. But if the designer gave me like a few opening levels and then I spent like a few minutes and I mastered that, and then the next set of levels took me like maybe 20 minutes and then I mastered that, that would make me so invested in this kind of game, you know. And seeing the possibilities of the level designs and how hard they can get, that'd be really awesome. How do you control the line? So when you tap, the line goes up, and when you let go, the line goes down. Except it doesn't happen immediately. When I let go, if the line's going up, if I let go, it takes a while actually for it to curve down. So you don't have very precise control, which makes it even more difficult, which I would normally say it's bad, but it makes it more difficult in a way that I've seen this kind of mechanic work in other kinds of mobile games. I see, says Lueo. Yeah, so it's a little bit like tap wings, Flappy Bird, those kinds of things, but it's like a parabolic form of that. And so I'm really curious what people think of it. The controls could be tighter, so that, like, if it was tighter, I feel like I'd have more success. But I could see maybe it has to be slow, because maybe if it was tighter, maybe it would be too hard to control or something. But I definitely would recommend, like, I love this game. I think everyone should play it, Wavy Run on iOS, but I think it should be, like, again, like, doled out in a way that gives you a better long-term experience. Send you something private. Gotcha. Okay. So that's all we're going to play for that game right now. Dobak says, I really appreciate the difficulty and challenge the developer brought in this title. My original development of Float was more of a get from point A to B, and it was tough and supposed to be not quite this tough, but I adjusted and turned it into a single level survive as long as you can, because my testers all thought it was too difficult. None of them are necessarily gamers, but I think that's most of mobile markets. That's really interesting. So that's a good review of the game, but also a good tapping into your own experience. So I like that. It seemed like you're developing, like, as we develop these games, we develop them on the fly, and so I think that's smart that you're able to call those audibles. Like, so you noticed going from A to B was so hard. You adjusted it and turned it into a single level survive as long as you can. So, like, you notice that was like the kind of dynamic you were seeing when playing the game, so it makes sense that you change the structure of your game to better highlight that kind of gameplay. So I think that's really interesting it's interesting to see that evolution of your game. I'm curious to play your game. Is there a way I can play it on iOS or Android? But I think or web even. Dobak says, but I think that's most of mobile markets. That makes sense. It's interesting input. Let me go to the Facebook group. Let me know, anyone, like, if you're it's released on the Google Play. Yeah, let me pull it up on this so I can at least look at it. Is it called Float? I asked on Discord about if Hexstar's got any ads, and then I find this. This is Lueo. Okay, so Madden PS2. This was a Hex. This is a post about Hex stars. Reminds me of a different game, but I can't figure out which one. Man, since I'm familiar with that subreddit, there's 1,000 of upvotes about my game. That's hilarious. That's awesome. So this is one that says, "Wow, the Fall Guys mobile port looks fantastic." Me, mom can have Fall Guys? No, we have Fall Guys at home. Fall Guys at home. It's funny because the gameplay of Hexstars, I see how it's inspired by Fall Guys, and I embrace that even in the YouTube video I made. Not that we have Fall Guys at home. LOL. I think it's hilarious. Yeah, I think it's hilarious, and it's good for just exposure for your game. But also, it's funny because it's a funny joke. You know, it's kind of like, I get the joke, but it's funny because like your game and Hexstars, like, they're not like very similar. Like, I guess it's borrowing from one of those modes in the game, but it's everything about it's different. So I just think it's funny that, like, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's a really funny joke. That's awesome that your game is like memeing in that way. 2,000 freaking upvotes. That's insane. That is so dope. That's pretty funny. Let me go down here. So I played Mergy, and they were talking about the UI update. Let me just say really fast. Played on stream right now. Loved the UI update. Much better. Well done. This person was asking about word puzzle games, but I don't know if anyone here is familiar with that. This game looks hilarious. This alien game. You control a UFO that's like dropping off humans. I think that could be a cool puzzle game with like maybe some physics kind of properties to it and stuff. This game is based on it's in development. It's like an infinite runner based on that the browser, whatever browser does that minigame. I think it looks really cool. The cel-shaded like mountains and the 3D dinosaur and the nighttime mode and stuff. I think that looks really good. So this game I think is really interesting. I want to play this. So if you go to the mobile game dev group, there's a link. I can share it in the Twitch chat just in case anyone wants to play it. So I'm commenting in the Twitch chat just in case. And feel free to say anything you want to play or any other things you've been thinking about with your games or whatever. So this game is interesting because I think I love finding mobile games that are, I think, unique gameplay systems that I could see an interesting space occurring within them, but they don't have the whole mobile game experience figured out yet. So the way the game progresses, the way it's structured, the kinds of features in it hasn't been mapped out to create the full mobile game experience. So I love just going through the process of imagining that. So in this game, it's for mobile, but you can also play it on this website. So on the website, you use left and right. I get confused because the one on the left, to use the B on the left, you have to hit the right button. So it confuses me a little bit, but that's okay. So on this lily pad, there are these symbols that show which ones you have to hit. So for the one on the right, I have to hit the middle one, so I do that. And so it's basically just a timing challenge. Oops, I messed up. Let me try it again. So it's simple gameplay. and then it gets so the bees get faster as you go, and the number of shapes you have to get each time increases. There's something in the way of my screen. Alright, there we go. So what I'm really interested in this game is that I can see some really cool extra challenges and stuff. I could see the game space really expanding beyond this. So it's kind of like a timing game, so maybe there should be time pressure on you if you wait too long or something like that. It could be a kind of a race. That's a kind of like an alternate gameplay mode. But if it's more of a puzzly game, I could see a lot of different gameplay elements being added into this game to make it really cool and different, and add elements over time so that players see that long-term value in investing in the game. So imagine things, maybe there's targets in the gameplay grid that move around over time, and so the targets are moving, or maybe instead of, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of matching mechanic, or I don't know, like maybe there's things in the level that grow over time, and so you're trying to keep up with them. Like, I think there's lots of different, you can imagine like a game like Candy Crush. Candy Crush keeps evolving subtly on the mechanics of the game, of the elements, until they have all these more complex elements in the game that keep the whole thing fresh. I think this game could do a totally similar thing to that, based on like mechanics of timing and stuff, and maybe I don't know, I feel like there's more ways to make this gameplay kind of more puzzly, more strategic or something, instead of just matching. Like maybe if you're making a choice about which one you want to hit, and then you see the results of your choices somehow with everything afterwards. Like, I think that could be an interesting addition. So I just want to play it really fast. I think that's an interesting mobile gameplay system. And that was posted in our group a few days ago. And again, thank you everyone who's participating in these in this group. Like, I see lots of people participating really actively, and I think that's really awesome. And I learned a lot by reading everyone's feedback, suggestions. So yeah, I played Hypey. Let me play it again for a second. So this Hypey is a good game to talk about because I'm always talking about long-term value for players and how we implement that. Where is it? Hold on, I know it's here. Yes. But this is a more traditional game. So this is like a beautiful platformer game, and it's using the controls of a control scheme that makes more sense for mobile, where it's based on tapping. I think it's been a while since I played Super Mario Run, but it's probably a little similar to that, but more focused and more puzzly. Let me look it up on the App Store first. So I'm giving all the games we play 5 stars for sure when we play them. So this is rated really well. So games like this, they're not trying to like get you to invest in the game long time. Like they're not like about long-term investment, about like getting you to pay money or watch a ton of ads. There's some ads in the game, but it's more about just a fun mobile platformer for fans. The target market is people who like platformer kind of puzzly games. So yeah, so it's called Hypey. Oops, it went away. It's called Hypey. You should check it out in the App Store. Just give it 5 stars. Everyone loves it on there. And it's in landscape mode, so it's a little bigger. Let's play it. I just realized I need to pull up the Facebook chat. Let me make sure I got that open. Cool, so each platformer level, at least most of them that I've played so far, take place in like a one-screen kind of puzzle. So it makes sense at least for the beginning. It looks like it's gonna get beyond that too. So I like this. Oops. Okay, interesting. So there's a sit mechanic that I've never really used before. So the idea is you hit the left side of the screen to sit down. You hit the right side of the screen to jump. Ah, I just died. And so I could beat that level by just getting the key. Oops. And so I get the key, I can unlock the door and get to the next level. However, there's these hearts that you're collecting and these gems that are collecting for other reasons, and to kind of like fully complete the puzzle. And I think that was a really awesome. I messed up again. So I'm not skilled enough for that, so I'm just gonna play it and get the key. Lueo shared an app. Let me check it out. Arrowbound. Nice. Is this a game that you are making or you enjoy? Let me download it. Arrowbound. You got a great review score of 4.9 and 500 plus downloads. This looks really beautiful. No, I just saw an indie streamer working on it. Nice. It looks really beautiful. So it looks like some kind of platformer, or is it just shooting arrows? I'm curious to play it. So it's downloading. While it's downloading, I'll keep playing Hypey for another level. So I think this is a great tutorial about the sitting, because I was always wondering what the sitting mechanic does. So I'm glad I got to continue playing this game on the stream. And so usually you're kind of jumping, and it's all about the way you kind of bounce around and the order you do things. But I love the sitting mechanic and how you can kind of use that on moving platforms. I think that's a really interesting puzzling mechanic. So I missed the heart. I missed the main challenge of the level. I would normally play that again and again to get the heart. So you're trying to collect all the hearts. I don't know exactly what the hearts do. So I love the art of the game. It looks like a fridge. There's a double jump. So I'm waiting, and I'm gonna run across. Alright, so sometimes you end up actually accidentally getting to the end, and that kind of adds the challenge of like you're trying to avoid the door while you're trying to collect all the pieces, and usually the levels are structured in a way that enables that mechanic. Love it, says Lueo. Nice. He is not working with any publishers. Let me see if that is downloaded yet. Almost. Sweet, I'm excited to play this. I wish it was on iOS. But yeah, so I've played this before. Hypey is a great platformer game if you're into those kinds of games. I wanted to play that again. Some of these games I might just play every week on the stream while we're still building up. I'm looking at Arrowbound on iOS. No results. Dang. So it looks like we're kind of stuck in 91. Let's keep going through the Facebook group. Love the wall jump. Gotcha. Yeah, that wall jump, that really adds an interesting, like, I agree, that adds an interesting layer to the gameplay. Yeah, and as a result, the level design's amazing. Like, they had to really meticulously design all the levels to be able to be like played in such a way so that they work forward and backwards, because you don't have free navigation. So I think that's like pretty interesting design challenge. I think that they did a good job of that. That's a good point. Arrowbound is installing. It's almost ready. Yeah, but I'm really grateful for everyone who's joined these groups, as I said, who's joined the Facebook and the Discord and the stream and my YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting daily videos on my YouTube channel, so please check it out. You can find me at Emoji Popcast as usual if you just search for Emoji Popcast on YouTube. It's still installing, and my phone was disconnected. Let me get it back. What was that game? I think Just Float. Is it on iOS? It might be Android. Let me search for it. Google, gotcha. Float. Doughbacks. Oops. This is another one I want to play. Shooter Mate 86. I saw that posted and that they just released. Oops, I saw it. Here we go. Simulation. Interesting. Oh yeah, I remember this. This game, I love the art and I love the mechanics. It's different than I thought I was going to play, and it looks really cool. I'm excited to play this. Probably not going to get the best experience in Simulator, but I just want to check out the gameplay. So it's waiting for the other game to download, so we'll go ahead and play that while we're waiting. So this is Arrowbound, which another indie developer is making. All of my tabs just went down, so I thought my computer crashed. Thank God it didn't. So it's taking a while to load. Maybe it's still installing. It could still be installing. Let me go back to my iPhone. This is a game we played last week on one of the streams, not last Monday though. It's called Ninja Climb. So let me find it on the App Store. Okay, Arrowbound's loading. So, oh, this is not the one. Okay, I'll find it afterwards. Oh, it was loading. I think you passed it. Gotcha. No, I can't even find it. Here it is. Ninja Climb. I don't think I did. Yeah, it's none of these. I'll have to look for it in a second. Yeah, oh yeah. Ninja something heaven. Let's see, Ninja Climb. So where to share it, I can rate it. Okay, I'm gonna rate the game, that'll take it to us. Ninja Climb Wall Jumper. So if I type Ninja Climb, I don't think it was coming up, so it's called Ninja Climb Wall Jumper. It's by Lit Af Games, which I think is an awesome name. And I think this is a great iteration of this kind of game. I'm gonna give it 5 stars as I've played before. So if you have iOS, definitely play it. Oh, Here it is. So I'm installing this now. Let's play this Airbound game first. It'll be good to settle down after a last. So there's like a dialogue. Interesting. Okay, we've been so far. Oh yeah, Lueo remembers it. Hey, says Cedar, I managed to join. I can send you a copy of the bot Laserfight demo if we have time. Totally do. That'd be awesome. Whenever you do, I'll definitely play it on a stream. That'd be awesome. Thanks for joining, Cedar. Wait, you can hear that? Sounds like someone's in trouble. We better check it out. So it's interesting that they're and I like developing characters actually, or some kind of story that's interesting. All right, so Cedar, to bound through the air, swipe downwards from anywhere on the screen. Okay, swipe from higher up for more powerful jumps. Interesting. This is a really unique mechanic, I think. So I drag back and I let go for a jump. Oh, cool. So you can kind of aim. I really like that. Whoa. We're getting closer. I know it. Onward. So you're kind of galloping on this deer, or I guess it's a deer, right? I think this is a really cool mechanic. This emulator is called what? Might help me test my game for laggy devices, lol. Nice. It's called BlueStacks. It was the one that was most recommended to me. I like that, yeah, Dobax is BlueStacks. I like that when I jump, let me mess up on purpose, it bounces back. It doesn't just like land there. If I hit a wall, it doesn't just land there, you know, it bounces back. And to me, like, that makes it a way more interesting challenge. It makes like you can't just overpower everything, you know. I like that a lot, and I like that they're obviously focusing on that because the first challenge of the game is climbing up this hill, and the first thing I did was bounce off of it. Thank you, Cedar, for following. That means a lot. I'm excited to continue chatting with you in this stream about games and playing your games. Why can't I do this? So I was also wondering if I can't do this because I feel like I'm not able to do this. Am I because of the emulator? Okay, I did it. That was tough. I like that it was tough. It made me really practice that skill in a way that I wasn't going to be endangered at all. I'm curious how like combat goes, if there's some kind of combat like that. There in the talons of the giant eagle. We have to stop it before it eats that poor rabbit. Gotta protect the rabbit. So this is the first time I've had to like go down. That's interesting. I like that. So we damaged it by jumping into it. Save the rabbit. Thank goodness. It's a pretty cute rabbit. And then a bunch of exclamation marks. So they're using the narrative to try to kind of invest you in the game, which is interesting to me. Yeah, I don't think this game got any publishers. It's kind of hardcore. I don't think this game can get any publishers. It's kind of hardcore. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, most players would see the dialogue and be like, this isn't for me, I think, too. Kind of hardcore. Yeah, and it's, yeah, you're right. It kind of is tough. Like, oh, I have to get up there first. I see. The challenges are tough. I could see people getting frustrated unless they're, like, somewhat game literate, you know? Oh, my God. I'm excited to play this on, like, an actual Android device. Ah! Let me overpower it. What if I go like this? No. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I suck at this. It'd be way more intuitive if it was on the touchscreen. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go just barely a little to the left. There we go. Yeah, this is such a cool mechanic. I don't know if I've ever seen a game like this. Oh dang, look at that cinematic. There are too many eagles. Are they trying to take all the bunnies? Save as many creatures as you can, Halifax. Stay close, Hal. Halifax? I'm not really into the story now. I'm like more just into the gameplay, but I could see people being into this. Jump King. Oh, am I supposed to hit it? Oh, I have to aim. Oh, wait. It's going in slow motion. I'm trying to aim at the eagle. Oh, I let it go. Oh, now I can do it. Yeah, it is Jump King X. Oh, the game called Jump King. Okay, so I know like most game systems come from somewhere. So I'm always like, oh, this is new, and then everyone's like, oh, there's like 1,000 games like this. So that's good to know. Jump King. Okay, it's like a pogo-stick kind of thing. This actually does look really nice. Yeah, I agree, Cedar. I think Jump King is Steam. Okay, that's probably not this one. Gotcha. It was weird that there was like that one moment there, like where normally it's like the game is kind of like usually like a puzzle game. Oh, so that was just like an introduction. Yeah, Jump King's on PC. Gotcha. So it was weird that like it gave me like an introduction like to practice the gameplay, and then it gave me this one moment where I'm supposed to like in the cinematic moment like hit the eagle, and then that was gonna be the end of the scene. Like it's kind of it's like a pretty bold approach, so I really appreciate that. That's not what I'm personally looking for in like in my mobile games. I like that they just put all their social media at the top. That's pretty smart. That was cool on the home screen. But yeah, we'll play more of that in a bit. Let me play this ninja game. So I know that there's different versions of this game as well, but I really enjoyed it, and I was really impressed by its full implementation. So ninja, what's it called again? Ninja climb wall jumper. Let me type that in. Ninja climb wall jumper. Okay, so that's how you get to it. So I'm gonna give it 5 stars. So I played it a little bit. So I think you might have seen a game like this before. Discord light mode. Yeah, my other one is dark mode. I don't know why. This is the PC one I don't use very often. I'm legit, I swear. No, just kidding. Yeah, good point. I should change that. I need to be a cool streamer, a cool Discord user. So you have to tap when the aim line is at a place that's suited for you. And you're also trying to collect these coins, and if you keep collecting them, you go on a streak. And you're trying to avoid these spikes. Ew, light mode. Wow, you guys are really giving me crap for the light mode thing. That's crazy. I agree. Dude, if you guys want me to change it, let's go. I don't even know how to change it. Nah, I like it. Bleeds my eyes. It looks kind of unique, but literally no one uses light. Wow, bro. No, you know what? I'm just gonna forever use light mode just to be that guy then, you know? Because I kind of like to be different, and I think most people like dark mode because you like being different, you know? But really, in being different, like you said, everyone's the same if everyone uses dark mode, so come on. I'm the real renegade here. I should be saying, ew, you guys use dark mode? Hipsters? Just kidding, though. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this. It's constantly engaging, which makes it a great mobile gameplay system because, if you were just jumping, that's one thing, but you're also trying to maximize the coins, so it sets up all of these risk versus reward moments where you're like, oh, it's pretty tough to get that coin, but is it worth the risk of trying to get it? So you're constantly thinking about that, so that makes the gameplay constantly engaging, which is essential for a mobile gameplay system. In order to sustain a long-term mobile game experience. And so I really enjoy this game for that reason, so I really recommend you check it out. Ninja Climb Wall Jumper. Is your game available yet, Cat Kessels? Yeah, Kessels, is your game available at all? I don't think it is, but I don't know if there's some demo or something, but I don't think there is. But I'll let Kessels answer that. So yeah, Cedar says it bleeds in my eyes, but looks kind of unique. Kessels, and working on an XP bar, level bar for free mode. Nice. That's cool. So I was wondering how you were going to structure the game, and that makes sense to structure in that way. So like while you're playing your kitchen or whatever, you're slowly getting progress and increasing in levels and new content and stuff. I like that. I'm guessing that's how it works. And next week, there's a build out for Emoji Popcast to text it. Oh, let's go. I'm so excited. I've been dying to get my hands on this Undead Eatery. You can check it out on Steam. The screenshots and everything, it's called Undead Eatery. But it's also coming for mobile. I'm really excited to play the build. Definitely let me know the second that's available, and I'll freaking play the heck out of it. That was my attempt to sound cool without saying anything foul. Yeah, super excited for that. Yeah, so it's like a Diner Dash kind of game, except there's multiplayer, and it's totally zombie themed. So I think that's gonna be like a really interesting game. Let's see what other indie mobile games. Let's keep going through the Facebook group, and someone let me know whenever you have any game I should play, even if it's not indie, but it's a game that you think we should discuss as indie mobile devs. Definitely let me know too. Oh yeah, I was downloading Float. Let's check that out. I sent a link on Discord. Nice. I'll check that out. Let's play Float. Oh, I haven't downloaded it yet. Let me open the link on Discord and see what the game is. What is this? Yeah, so Cedar sent a link on Discord. Let me open it up on the side. Cool, so I'm gonna play if that's cool with you, Cedar. Oh, it's an APK. I'm gonna try to download this, but I'm not sure. If I'm gonna be able to get it in this Google Play. I think I should be able to. Let me try that. In the meantime, I'm gonna play some of these other Android games I wanted to play. This one's called Shooter Mate 86. So this is just released, and the creator is in our Facebook group. I think it's about aliens, and it's like a shooter game. You are our hero. You are our mate. A shooter one. Shooter mate 1986. Let's do easy. Joystick or buttons? Let's go with buttons. Cedar says, yep, totally cool. Kessel says 15 minutes away. Nice. Let's go. Ooh, we can use an Uzi. We gotta go with the Uzi. Okay, so can I use controls? No. I think there's a way to map buttons. Game controls. Yeah, so I like this because you can even test it out using the keyboard. So you can add like a tap. Let's see if this works. So you can like add certain places you want to tap, and that's how you map keys to the buttons. I hope this works. Oh, it works. Let's go. Oops. Okay. Okay, that's my gun. Whoa. So it's like got a lot of platforming. It's like a Contra on like drugs is what I'm getting so far from this. Which I dig. So there's 24 aliens. This reminds me of like the old school kind of like PC games I would play, you know? Like stuff you would like download, like weird games. Oh, whoops, okay. Oh god. Okay, I can collect that. That's my Uzi. So the jumping, this is a really surreal. I kind of dig like surreal kind of games, so this is like interesting, you know, like it looks like a more polished version of old Flash games I used to play. That totally makes sense. I can see that. It's like a drug infused. It's like a drug infused, like, yeah, like shooter, 2D shooter kind of thing. Like the way it jumps and everything is like what you not something you would expect, but it like works for the gameplay or whatever. And the fact that it's so platform oriented in a way, but also got this shooter mechanic. I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to like platform and shoot at the same time. Okay, so there's like an underground component here. So what is this, like Terraria now? No, just kidding. I think the enemies look like Terraria enemies a little bit, right? This isn't gonna blow up, right? Okay, good. So you get like, there's a ton of like resources and stuff too. I wonder if you can like build stuff. Is this like supposed to be like Terraria at all? That'd be cool if you could like build stuff. Like it's like a sandbox game as well. This makes a good cover. So that's like a gold bar I got from an alien. So like, again, like the elements don't really fit together that well, but I think the game's got like a cool personality as a result. Some blast in here. I guess there's no limit on ammo, which I also like. I love the Uzi. And it's cool that you can play this on mobile. Again, so like, I think this is a cool mobile experience, and I would totally play it and totally recommend you play it. It's called Shooter Mate 86. You could probably just type Shooter Mate, I'm guessing. It's on Android. So like, normally we try to design gameplay systems avoiding the kinds of like invisible buttons, try to make it more intuitive for mobile gameplay, but then this game wouldn't be possible, you know? So it's cool that there's these options for these button mappings for mobile games to make kinds of more PC kind of games, but there's nothing so far that I'm getting that makes this like a real like natural mobile game as compared to like a PC game. But I still think it's really cool, and the developer's obviously passionate about this kind of game, and it's like this surreal experience. So like, this is a game that's targeting players of these kinds of games, you know, like these retro kind of games. So that's cool, I think. I'm gonna stop playing for now just because there's a lot of games, but I think that's really rad. I wish I could review games in here, but I can't. Oh, I think I can actually. Let me leave that open. So I'm gonna review that afterwards. But that game is super fun. Let's try to play this float. Did I download it yet? Open. Let me check the chats and the other streaming locations just to make sure we're not missing anything. I think we're good though. Yeah, as a reminder, I stream Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and normally I'm developing my game Emoji Pop, which I'm really excited to share with you on another day. But I'm also always available for interruption about the games you're making and stuff like that, and talking about games in general. But every Monday I do this stream where we just play a bunch of indie mobile games, and we kind of give feedback and play them and talk about them. So it's trying to load, so I'm going to give it a second. Let me go back. Okay, now it's blue. I think it's starting. Things are a little slow on this emulator. I'm going to open up an iOS game while it's loading. Okay, it looks like it's loading. There's this game called Shape Ominoes, which I think is interesting, but it's also there's an interesting discussion I think about it to be had. It's made by Blue Oyster Games. Create. So this game is Float in the Google Play Store. And it's made by someone in our chat. Dobax SLC. It's Cool name, Dobax. App requires latest version of Google Play Games app. I thought that's what this was. Update. Okay, I see. Cool, so let's switch to Shape Ominoes, it's called. Let me find the app for that. Shape Ominoes. So this is what the app screen is, and I'm gonna give it 5 stars because I've played it before. Try to give 5 stars to our fellow indie mobile game devs out there. So I think it's interesting because a lot of casual. So I'm interested in casual mobile puzzle games. You know, not just games for hardcore gamers on mobile. You know, like I'm really interested in making games that everyone can play and enjoy, and all audiences. And I see a lot of older gamers and the older demographics play games about like fitting shapes into shapes. I see that a lot, and so I think that this is a mechanic, a gameplay space that has a lot of promise. It's called Shape Ominoes, and so you fit these shapes into the level, and you can you can tap them. I thought there was ways you could tap them. I don't think you could just fit them all. Unless this is different. I really thought that you were able to like move them around, but all of a sudden I'm not able to. But I think this is a cool challenge. Let's see. That's gotta go there. That's gotta go there. 2 more of those. So basically, you're trying to complete the same shape. So at the top is the shape that we're making. So we're making the same shape over and over again. And then in the middle is the kinds of shapes that we're using. So look that you're unlocking shapes and you're having to do different difficulties of shapes in order to get it to work. I think that's really cool. Okay, so I'm kind of scrolling through all the possible shapes. So now this one's a lot more difficult. There's a lot more possibilities, and the shapes are a little weirder looking. So I think this is a great, like, the progression system is what I was really interested in, and I think it's a great, like, hands-off light progression system where at the top you can even scroll, and you can see all the crazy shapes you end up making, and how hard it gets, probably. Oh yeah, look at these. These big ones look really difficult, actually. That's a lot of space to figure out. So I'm a huge fan of that. Maybe there should be something at the top highlighting that you can scroll through it, because I feel like most players wouldn't notice that. And if you could scroll through, you'd probably see a lot more long-term value, like solving these difficult puzzles. So I encourage you to get to that state. I just wish that the game celebrated when you finished levels more. So I'm going to finish this level, and you'll see what happens. So you can kind of move pieces around and figure it out. So I need one that kind of jettisons out on the side, probably this, and then whatever's opposite of that. Oops. So it's complete, and you hit the next, and you go to the next one. So I feel like I was playing the game for a long time, and even though I was completing these shapes, I never felt like, oh, I got a big win there, or oh, I did something really clever there. I never had like that celebratory moment, really. Even though it feels good to complete these shapes, I feel like there should be something that's like showing you how good you're doing, or showing you the progress you're making, or maybe if there's a different way to package these, like maybe you could split the different shapes into different worlds or something. Maybe that's a bad idea. I like how simple it is the way it is, but I feel like, I don't know, that's just my only feedback, is I wish I could be celebrated more, and that would like make me more willing to invest in the game and keep playing it in the short term. So that's my only feedback, but I think this is a great casual mobile game made by an indie developer in our group. So check it out. It's called Shape Ominoes on the App Store. Still waiting for this Google Play stuff to download so I can play Float. We'll see if it works out. Trying to find some other indie games that I haven't played on the stream before. This one's called Zeroing, so this one's a very different game. So this is a mobile. It's got like a math basis in the gameplay. So let's play normal. So I'm really interested in this kind of game. This is gonna be interesting. Let me actually show you. Do I have it? Yes. Let me show you the first mobile game that I released. I released this game in 2016, and it's called Numbo Jumbo. So this will be an interesting thing to talk about. So I learned a lot from my failures with this game. I think the gameplay system is really fun and unique, but in hindsight, we'll see once we play what you think of it. So here's the gameplay. So basically, the way it works is you get these numbered tiles. I call it a math 3. So to clear, Doback says, I've really been trying to figure out a way to make a challenging, unique math game. I feel like I can't brainstorm anything that stands out. Maybe you can gain interest from this mobile gameplay system that I'm about to show you, because I think the gameplay system here is really interesting and can be taken a lot of different ways. So the way it works is you drag numbers together that add together in order to clear them. So 5, 1, 4, those numbers add up together. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Then you can go for longer combos. 2, 5, 1, 1, 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 5, and you clear those. And by clearing longer chains, more complicated chains, you also clear extra bubbles around them. So doing these small 3 chains doesn't do very much, but these longer chains highlights more bubbles and clears more of them. So the thinking is, instead of like matching based on color, you're using your number sense in order to clear these numbers. And as you noticed, the more I'm getting in this game, the farther I'm getting, the bigger the numbers are getting. So the more challenging it's getting. And so that's something that's interesting to talk about. It's difficult to talk to while I play. So I got really good at this game. And so, as I said, I think it's a really interesting math gameplay system because it plays like the math isn't like overly difficult or puzzly. It's more about just like quick pattern recognition. But over time, you use the math for strategy reasons, like the way I was kind of breaking out larger patterns. Like it was a skill that was getting like deeper. Quick thinking, yeah, I like that, says Dobax. Yeah, so that's one thing is like most math games I play, I'm like, this feels like you're testing me. I feel like it feels like I'm doing math. I feel like math games shouldn't feel like you're doing math. But then math games that feel like you're not doing math, it's because you're not doing math, really. So I think this is a great way to make the math engaging. You know, it's not telling you what's 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 equals what? Fill in the blank. You know, I see a lot of those kinds of games. So it's making doing the math is part of the core gameplay, and it doesn't feel frustrating. It doesn't feel like a challenge. That it's part. The real goal is not math. The goal is clearing these bubbles in order to keep the level down. So because your objective isn't math-based, the math kind of takes place in your head in the background and isn't seen as a barrier to the gameplay. What I think this game is missing is the long-term value. So this is a really fun gameplay system and skill that you get better and better at. And so you'll get up to 10s and 20s in terms of how far you get in the numbers, and it gets more and more difficult. But there's no real long-term value in the sense that, like, oh, I'm gaining progress and unlocking new material and I'm competing in a team. There's nothing like that of long-term value. So players would, after a month or so, maybe stop playing. So now when I make mobile games, that's the biggest lesson I learned from this game is be thinking about long-term value. But it's you can't play it anywhere. It's not on the app stores anymore. It's just on my phone right now. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. And this is a game called Zeroing, and so there's lots of different implementations of the math kind of gameplay for mobile. I'd be curious, like, what do you think about any of this, Dobax? Because I've been really invested in these kinds of math kind of games for a while now. I've played a ton of them. So the way this works is you combine numbers together, and so you're either adding them or subtracting them. So if I add a smaller number to a bigger number, it adds them. But let me rewind that. If I did the 7 to the 5, and then it subtracts them. And basically you're trying to select these in a way that you are left with no tiles. So these should both be 11. I should subtract them and then be 0, and then I would have won. but I wasn't able to do that. So my only comment about this is that it feels too difficult, and the controls are too difficult because I always forget which way do I do subtract, which way do I do add. That sounds fun AF, not gonna lie. So I think it really appeals to a certain hardcore kind of gamer, but to me it starts off too hard. Like, so I made an 11. I'm not really sure what to do. I end up losing time after time after time again, especially at the beginning. And so I was looking for, like, I was hoping, I think my feedback would be to make it easier at the start and just slowly make the game harder and harder so that I understand, like, the gameplay logic more, you know? But yeah, I'm curious to know what your thoughts of this game are if you play it. It's called Zeroing. Let me open up on the App Store. So yeah, here it is. We'll give it 5 stars. I think it's a really interesting gameplay system that they could probably continue to expand on even in the future. Maybe make it so you can choose add or subtracts as drawbacks, would increase the winning solution amounts and make people feel like they had a better chance. I think that's a really good idea, Dovax. I think that's a really good idea. There's probably things we're not considering in the gameplay that the developer knows better than us, but I think that would be a great suggestion to, if there's a way you could, that makes the controls maybe a little more complicated, but like just barely, and I think they're complicated as they are. So I like the ability to like choose add or subtract, and yeah, like you said, more winning solutions, because that's the thing. Like, yeah, more winning solutions I think would be a big win. But yeah, I think that's good feedback. That's a really good feedback. Thank you for suggesting that. And I was playing on normal difficulty. There's 4 levels of difficulty, which I think is interesting. I could see, like, if you're into Sudoku, this is obviously very different than Sudoku, but if you're interested in like those like challenges where you have to really think, you know, like this is probably the game for you if you're looking for like a math kind of game. So definitely check this out. Just gave it 5 stars. Let's keep going. Let's see. So this Google Play was installed. Can we go back to Float? I might restart it. Oops. While that's loading, let's keep going in our apps. Okay, Dobax Gaming. I liked the logo. And back, says Kessels. What's up, Kessels? Good to have you back. I need my second glass of water. Yeah, so I might have difficulty running this on this emulator. I might need to wait to get an Android device. Let's give it a second. I have so many mobile games on my phone, it's insane. I have like every bubble shooter that's ever been created because I'm making a bubble shooter. A lot of Match 3s. And then I just got the Apple Arcade stuff, so I've been playing those games, and there are some really fun games in Apple Arcade. Looks like it's about to load. There's this one game called Spoon's Buzz that I'm really, really fascinated by. I haven't talked about it much because I want to do something bigger in the future. I have 10 to 15 pages of games on my phone. Nice, Matt, man. I'm sure you do because you're like scouring the latest trends and everything. Yeah, I've got pages of like the most basic Match 3s, like all the Toon Blast Candy Crush clones. I have like pages of those from when I worked at Jam City and stuff. It's pretty funny. So this is a game called Spoon's Buzz. Let's go to it in the App Store. I'm not going to get too into it because there's a lot we're going to be talking about this game in the future. But I know it's at least on iOS. It might be on Android as well. It's called Spoon's Buzz. And it's the first passive game that I've ever seen on the market. So by passive, I mean this is a game that's designed to be played not really. Like you're in the game all the time, but the game tells you. So basically, the developer calls it a buzz game. So you've probably played Spoons before. The Spoons game, the way it's played is everyone's got a hand of cards, and everyone's looking for a certain number of cards or something like that. And when someone has a certain number, they grab a spoon in the center of the table, and everyone has to grab a spoon at that point. And the last person to get a spoon is out of the game. It's something I played in middle school all the time. And so the idea of Spoons is you log into the game, and there's some people in the world that you're playing with. Some of them have some pretty complicated avatar emoji stuff that they've unlocked. This guy looks like a donut, and that's because they've gained a lot of experience in the game. And so you log into the game, and then what confused me a little bit was that you log into the game and then just stop playing, close the app. Randomly throughout the day, the game will buzz and notify you that that you're ready to collect a spoon. So the second the game buzzes, everyone in your games buzzes, and the first person to get to the game and collect the first spoon wins a huge reward. And then so you're basically racing to see who can get the spoons. And so it's an active game of spoons. So you're always kind of playing it, which I think is really cool. That's why I call it a passive game. But you're never constantly engaged with it. You're just a few seconds here and there. You just have to open the app, and then that's it. So I think it's a really great idea for a game. And I think the space for games like this is really fascinating. We can go all sorts of directions with passive kind of games. So I just thought this was really interesting, and I thought the UI was really interesting. It's the center is a 3D kind of space that it's creating, and then the scrolling background that shows the different options, your profile. So I see a lot of promise in Spoons Buzz. I really recommend you check it out and play it for a little bit. I'd love to know what your experience is. I think it's really interesting, especially for casual gamers, and it's great for lots of gamers love to play Words with Friends, but you're always waiting on the other person you're playing with, and so with this, you're always engaged in this experience. You're not always waiting on someone to play a move. It's a game that you're always involved with, and I think the developer's building on this idea and going all sorts of crazy plays with it, so I'm super excited to see where they go with that. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to show you with Spoons Buzz. Let me make sure I gave it 5 stars. Yes, now I did. This person says, I have many good time play Saloon. I especially love when a Bud Spoons, the other that had kinda hot, but also, okay, not really sure what that person's saying. A classic game remastered. Cutting edge competition. Play with all your friends. Yeah, so I really like that idea of that game. Really quick, I guess. Let me make sure this is my most recent. Okay, this is the live version of Emoji Pod. There's a lot of updates. I just wanted to show you really quickly my game in case you're new to my game, just real quickly. So this is the newest world released in Emoji Pop. It's the dagger world. So these daggers are constantly spinning, and you have to aim at them and then make matches with them. And then when you stop, when you let go to shoot your emoji, the daggers all freeze. So you're trying to shoot these daggers in such a way that they chain together. So let me try to hit this dagger to the upright. So if I time it just right, I can do that. And then it'll hit the other dagger, and it'll send that one flying as well. So this is a bubble shooter. I used to work on bubble shooters in the industry, but then I left to make them on my own. Dobak says, I can't get Flut to run in my BlueStacks either. Running fire on everything and everyone's phone though. Might have to look up BlueStacks functionality to see if it's a common thing. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, good to know that it's not working on yours. Interesting. Yeah, I've only played a handful of games, and I think all but 2 have worked. So I think there's another game that I played that wasn't working. So maybe this is common. This is the only one that maybe installed the Google Gameplay service or whatever I had to do. So maybe it has to do with that or something. I'm excited to play it though on an external device though, because I'm really excited to play it. I'll let you know what I think and maybe make a video about it. If you don't already, maybe consider following me on YouTube. You can search me up at Emoji Popcast. I'm releasing videos every day. A lot of them come from the games I'm playing in the stream. Most of them I'm sure will make into a video. But yeah, the coolest thing about Emoji Pop is that you can design your very own levels in the game. So really quickly, you can put together a level, and quickly you can test it out. These are the bombs. And then once you like your level, you can share it. All you have to do is hit save, and then you hit share, and you can share it directly to social media for everyone to play. The game gives you a web link, and you just have to share that link on Twitter or send it directly to your friends, and you can challenge them to play your level as well. And so by creating a level and sending it to Twitter, everyone in the world from any device, mobile or computer, who are connected to the internet can click your link and then immediately play your level. So I really am inspired by games like Mario Maker. I love creative games. I love games where you're making something. But with Mario Maker, you can make levels, but like it's hard to get your levels out there. You have to have a Switch in the game and the online account. You have to find your levels in this kind of arbitrary way. I played it, says Cedar. Emoji Pop is actually really fun mechanically, and I love the level creating aspect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that comment. I love that you love it. Yeah, and so I think one thing that the creative aspect has an edge over other games is that because it's more simple, it's the only one to focus on mobile game creation. But the thing it gains is that literally the audience is the whole world. So I'm making crazier and crazier features that allow you to make insane levels, and then my goal is to allow players to create their own levels that go viral. Like maybe I can create a logic system and allow you introduce new mechanics that allow you to create all kinds of mobile games, not even just bubble shooters. And I want people to be able to share levels that are basically games unto themselves and that can gain a following on social media. And so that's kind of where I'm going with this. Cedar says the only thing that needs improvement is I think visuals and the UI design, maybe some more effects and animations. I think that was great feedback, Cedar. Thank you so much for that feedback. I totally agree. Mattman PS2 is on me all the time about the UI, and he's constantly helping me update it and stuff. So that's definitely something we're working on. That's great feedback. I've also been thinking we've actually updated the UI. It's just not live yet in some ways too. So that'll be live in the next day or so. One really big thing is the visuals, like you said, and I'm considering, I don't know, one debate I keep having is, because one thing I like is that all of these emojis that I use are used from real world emojis, so it's part of the Twitter emoji set. So that's what I use to make all of my obstacles and most of the game features. And so my question is, like, do I want to hire an artist to make a really polished like a set of emojis that are really animated and stuff, or do I go with this more basic kind of looking emoji that could be seen as a more affording a more general audience, so that's one debate I'm having. But I agree, like more animations, make it more flashy, like more effects. I can definitely do that stuff. That's great feedback, so thank you so much for that feedback. Let me know if you have any other feedback ever. I'm always looking for feedback. Feedback is obviously essential to mobile game development, as we all know here. But yeah, I think the emojis are fine. Cool, that's really great to know, actually. Thank you so much, Cedar. Yeah, I should. So every week we basically bite off a new task, and so one of these weeks we're gonna bite off like the polishing the visuals task, and so one week we'll spend just making a bunch of crazy, awesome emoji animations. So maybe I'll even reach out to you and see what you think of them then. More effects and animations is interesting. How can we put more of those in? Says Mattman. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna be working on that Tuesday through Thursday this week on my stream at 10 a.m. So anyone feel free to come by and help me out. Mattman is usually there helping me out. Also, I see your love for light mode carried over. Maybe you can add a dark mode. That is interesting. At one point we were talking about. Mattman says, "Ooh, dark mode emoji pop." Yeah. I think we even talked a little bit about let me go back. Oops. So on this screen, there's like a white background, and we were talking about like making it. We need some kind of background, like something that needs to be some kind of neutral background that like doesn't contradict the obstacles. So the thing about a dark mode is that there's obstacles that are dark. I'm using black kind of stuff for some of the obstacles, so I need to make sure that the colors make sense. Like maybe I would have to do a light mode version of the obstacles, but I could see the black on the background being pretty cool looking with these dark emojis. So maybe it's worth a shot, like a dark mode. I think that'd be cool. I know I have a resistance to dark mode, but that might be cool in this case. That could be cool. Yeah, I love these suggestions. Like, feel free to come by anytime after 10 a.m. When we stream Tuesday through Friday, because I would love this feedback. And like when I'm working on the games, like Mattman knows, I'm really guided by what people are telling me. So maybe that's something we could check out this week even. Thank you for all that feedback on my game. That was super helpful. Please feel free to send any more my way, any more ideas you have or whatever. This is like the world map right now of emojis, so it looks like a phone with a bunch of apps. This is like supposed to be the world map. And I just had an amazing idea yesterday actually, for a new emoji obstacle we're going to include. So we're creating the first 16 worlds of levels in emojis, and then I have plans for more after that. But after we get through the first 16 and we make all of the updates to our game that we're intending to, and the UI and the art and all the features and everything, we're going to start shifting towards releasing on the app stores. So that's something I'm really excited about. I'm really excited to kind of build this game as like a community. There's also like you can customize your emoji, which is shown when you share your levels and stuff like that. At the bottom here we got levels that are trending in the game that users have created. So when users make levels, I like to feature them in the actual game itself. So I don't know, a lot to talk about. I think I lost my train of thought when I was talking there a second ago, but if you go to playmojipop.com and you hit home, this is also where all my social media is featured. So this might be a good way. Like this is like got the Discord link and the YouTube and the Twitch and the Twitter. So maybe check that out if you want to find me on social media. But anyway, let's keep playing mobile games. Yeah, it looks like Float's not going to work. We'll have to try it another time. Okay, let me play this game. This is going to be a classic indie mobile puzzle game. This is called Puzzle Juice. I think it's a paid app. There may be a free version now, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's made by the person... Oh, it didn't even let me open it. That's weird. Maybe it's outdated. Oh man, I really wanted to play this Puzzle Juice. Okay, it's changed. So now it's free. So it used to be paid. So I regret that purchase, but Puzzle Juice is an amazing game made by, I think it was the person that made Threes. And so the way it works, or it could have been the person who made Crazy Chess or whatever. You can try Bot Laser Fight if you need something to play. Yeah, wait, so how do I play that? You said you sent me the demo, right? Oh yeah, I was gonna put the demo in there. I think that was you that said that. I think I downloaded it. Where did it go? Oh wow, I'm not even able to install Puzzle Juice, so I don't even know what's going on with that. That's annoying. It basically combines match threes with word games with Tetris. It's like this insane game experience, but can't play it. Okay. BLF full test. I'm hoping I can open it. I think this might be installing. While we're waiting for that, let's play Cop Dodge real fast. Let me close Float. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Thanks everyone for watching today. We're going to keep playing these games, but I just want to say thank you because I'm really excited to grow this mobile game dev network. I think we need the space to kind of play each other's games. Oh, you can play APKs on BlueStacks too. I'm pretty sure you can. We're testing that out now. I'm pretty sure you can. I think that's what this is doing. We'll see if it works. But yeah, so I'm really excited to grow this group. I think this is going to be a really useful resource for mobile game developers. We face such a different set of problems than most indie game devs, so I think we need our own space. And we get this space where we can play games and analyze them and learn all together, you know? So it looks a little It's not running totally smooth, obviously, because of this, but tap police cars to clear the way. Okay, let's try again. Tap police cars to clear the way. Aren't I trying to avoid police cars? Okay, so this is not going to be something that runs super smooth on here. Let's see if trying to wait for. Oh, here it is. So this is by Cedar, who sent the test version. This is called Cop Dodge. I'm not able to play it on this emulator though. Hopefully I can play it on a future stream though when I get an Android device. So we're opening up bot laser fights. It looked really, the art looked amazing. I remember seeing the art for this game. It looks super cool. So we're waiting for that to load. I guess we can see. Let's keep playing iOS apps while we're waiting for stuff to load. Oops. I really liked this Tomb of the Mask. Okay, look, it's working. Pulsar Creator Bot Laser Fights. Sweet. 2084 Laser Fights. The robot duels are the most popular source of entertainment. Welcome to the Metabot Arena. Prepare your robot. I wasn't able to read all that text in time, just FYI, but that got me excited about the game, the introduction reel, so that was cool. Bot Laser Fight. Does it play? Looks pretty legit right now. Versus mode, play against a friend side by side. That's cool. Yeah, so this is in development. Get ready. So like I get to pick an opponent. Oh man, so yeah, make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube though, seriously, at Emoji Popcast, because all of these games literally are so cool, and I know I'm going to be making full-length videos about each and every one of them, or maybe pairing them together and talking about certain concepts that I find interesting about them, so you definitely want to subscribe to me on YouTube. Kessel says yes. Thank you for agreeing. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I didn't really think about what I was doing. Okay, there's a shield there. Okay, that's interesting. And there's, so I'm gonna map my keys. So using this blue stacks, I can set controls. So I'm going to add a couple tap spots. Oops, I don't want to add a tap spot there. Let's add tap spots. I can move them around. So there's one up here. I'll make that the up button. There's one down here. I'll make that the down button. Save. Oops. Let's close it. Let's play. And I'm gonna go back to edits. Oh man. Alright, now they're in the right place. And I'll make this one spacebar, and now we're good to play. Okay, I like how the thing is moving up and down. I'm curious to see how this plays. So there's up and down arrow and a shooter button. And I think the shield in between is essential to the game. That totally makes sense. So now I want to be jumping. Go down. Oh. I don't think I can hit two keys at once. Oh yeah, I can. There we go. So shooting, I think I just ran out of bullets at that point. So well done, you have won this duel. Yeah, so I love the this game. As all gameplay experiences, I always evaluate through the lens of chance versus skill. So looking at the chance versus skill of just this introductory tool, I would say this is a really engaging mobile gameplay system. There's a skill in knowing the best strategy of when to aim or duck or jump and shoot in order to do the maximum damage and keep shielded. So there's definitely a skill there that I could see myself getting a lot better at, that I want to play again and again in order to perfect. I'm confident that I can keep playing the game and doing better, even if I lost, because I know there's a skill that I'm confident that I'll be able to learn. And then in terms of chance, you're playing this other entity that's, and then especially if you're playing with another person, you know? So that adds a whole bunch of chance to the game, depending on their actions. And then also exactly maybe how the thing moves up and down makes it different from gameplay to gameplay. So this is a very replayable, engaging experience, because when playing, I'm always considering what's the best strategy. There's a lot of unknowns there. Hey, what's up, Valorware? Checking into the stream from Discord. What's up? Thanks for checking in. We're just playing mobile indie games right now. Right now we're playing this sneak peek of a bot laser fight game that Cedar CS404 is making. I thought it was super fun. Let me play it again. Valorware, feel free to share your game in here if you want us to play anything. Or we also play games Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. I'm working on my game, but I'm also down to always play games while I'm working. Well, you have won this duel. So I'm guessing, can you like upgrade your robot, or is it just settings? Okay, so there's gonna be like different guns and stuff. So I'm really excited to see how this game evolves. Like, based on like, it reminds me of like Punch-Out, except with like gunfights. Like, I'd love to see how the enemies progress and like maybe the different abilities you unlock. Like, this seems like a really cool gameplay space. And Cedar, let us know if there's anything else we should know about this game. Let's play again. So let's go the second competitor. So this is presenting me with a lot of long-term value, because I want to keep progressing through these robots and see where the game goes, you know? Valorware says my game's not ready yet. I'm going to have to look at that after I finish this. So I'm trying to jump. So you don't always have to be shooting. Oh. So now I'm playing differently. So so I like that definitely the wall thing in the middle is not going the same each time. Oh man. So like you're shooting, but then you have to give your gun time to reload. And I didn't notice that the first time. So I like that, like, you can't just constantly shoot. There's like a balance, and then there's also the skill of avoiding shots that I've noticed a lot more this time. Like if you're not shooting and you're just jumping at the right times and ducking at the right times, like it's kind of interesting. Like there's a real like good balance, I think, of the gameplay is what I'm trying to say. The upgrade buying system isn't fully implemented yet, says Cedar, but at the end of each difficulty level, it gives you a new upgrade for now. Cool, that's really awesome. That sounds exciting. Let's keep playing. Yeah, so this seems like an awesome gameplay system, and I'm excited to see like everything around it. And I think it would be a lot more smooth if it was on an actual device. I'm ready to jump if I have to. I'm gonna shoot when it's down. Okay, I'm beating him definitely. I loved that. I pulled like a Matrix on that one shot I dodged. Oh yeah. Sweet. So at this point in the game, I feel really confident in my abilities. And so that's what I was talking about with some of the other games we played, like Wavy Run and stuff like that, and some other games. Like off the bat, I'm like, this seems just really difficult, and I'm not getting invested because it's not telling me that I'm doing things right, you know. And so with the way this game starts, I feel like already I'm seeing so much improvement in the way I'm playing, and I'm actually beating these robots. So that feels amazing. Cedar says, I think upgrades will add a new level skill to the game. Different combinations of upgrades will flow with each other better or worse, and choosing your upgrades depends on what robot you're going against. Will be a major gameplay skill point. That sounds amazing. That sounds exactly what I would want this to be in terms of like strategizing. Like with Punch-Out, you have to act a certain way, and you have to do that with this game too. But there's also, like you're saying, the strategy of which combination of upgrades work well against these enemies. So that sounds really fun. That sounds really cool. It sounds like there's a lot of gameplay space to explore as the player in terms of the mechanics, and then your knowledge of those mechanics like really matters in terms of the strategy. So the mechanics create these interesting strategies. It sounds like you have a really awesome gameplay experience. Let's keep playing. So I want to get through all 5 of these people. So you can tell it's engaging because I want to keep playing, you know? That's exactly what we're going for. Awesome, says Cedar. Alright, this guy looks cool. So I'm gonna go hard at the bottom. Ugh. He got one on me there. I'm winning by a little bit. Oops. Oh no. I should have been jumping there. Oh, I won, but that felt harder. His strategy was better or something, or maybe I just got unlucky. Each robot has 4 difficulties. Once you get through all 5, you get your first upgrade. Awesome. Yeah, so that felt harder for sure. Mattman says team size and time spent on project is what Mattman is wondering. It's a good question. Oh, so my gun's more powerful than his as well, I think. Well done, you have won the easy duel. You can play the normal duel and you get this implant to equip on your bot. Armor level 1. Implants can be equipped in the workshop. Oh, sweet. Let's implement this bad boy. Looks good. I feel like it'd be cool to play friends. Also, this is random, but it reminds me a little. There's like an old Pong kind of game. I think it's called I don't know, Combat. I forget what it was called. Cedar says the actual programming and development is only done by me and has been going on since February. However, the game has been designed and the art assets have been being made since 2016. Interesting. This gameplay space almost reminds me. It's a little tangential to like the Pong game, where there's a Pong game where you could shoot your enemy, and like there's one that was a cowboy kind of themed as well, where there's 2 cowboys and they're like, it's like Pong, but they're also able to shoot each other. So if you shoot the other Pong paddle, then it gets frozen for a period of time. So it reminds me of that a little bit, since you're going up and down and trying to shoot, and there's something in the middle. Obviously very different, but I just wanted to say, for some reason, seems like a related space. Maybe you could learn something from. Not sure about that though. Let's play this next round using the armor. So I'm guessing the armor gives us kind of more health, kind of in a way. One, two, three. Oh, so if they're ducking, you can't shoot them when they're in the up position. Oh, I'm crushing this guy now. I'm guessing headshots count as much as normal shots. Oof, this guy's a lot better. Messing up. Oh, I'm gonna lose. No! See, that feels amazing. That feels appropriate that I lost there. That felt like a fair loss, you know? That feels like I know I can win, because I was so close anyway. I'm like, I know I can win. I won a bunch before. Like, I feel confident in this first loss and in winning and playing again. Wow, that's some amazing feedback. Thank you so much, says Cedar. Everyone who worked on the game can be seen in the credits section. Nice. You are a mecha bot and you have built a robot. Your robot can be upgraded with other powers. Credits. PulsarCreation.com. Game concept producer to the artist, music programmer. Nice. Cool. Yeah, super good job on this game. I'm super excited to play when it comes out and keep up to date on your progress. The tutorial is kind of broken right now. Gotcha. It seemed like a good way of seemed like a good way of conveying all your information. Makes sense, you gotta work on it a bit. Turn absorbs lasers, arm points. Have to shoot. Seems pretty adequate to me. I guess the text might need to be fixed or something. But yeah, super awesome. Super excited by this game. I'm excited to see where you take it. I love that there's like a multiplayer feature. That seems awesome. Obviously can't do that here. Yeah, awesome. Super excited to play that game. Thank you so much for sharing, and feel free to come by the stream whenever, even if I'm working on Emoji Pop. Like, if you have some update for us or something you want us to play, definitely let us know, and I'd love to check it out and just know how your game's progressing or to promote your game or whatever. So there's a couple more games I installed for Android. Let's play some of these. This one's called Jump, and there's another one that's like called Ball Art. I've played a lot of the iOS games that I wanted to play on previous streams as well. Cedar says, "Thank you so much for playing and your feedback." Yeah, no problem. Thanks for showing us. It was awesome to learn from your experience. You know, like we all benefit from that. Jump. It looks really cool. So play. So you tap to jump, and there's a double jump. And if you triple jump, then it just crushes. So that seems like a good way to beat enemies. Oh, there's like a... Oh, that's a bone. I thought it was like the text cursor. I was like, what is this? What's the theme of this game? Okay, it's a bone. That makes sense. This guy's got an egg on his head. Okay, so the level is designed differently this time. So it's like an infinite runner, and we're trying to collect these bones. It looks beautiful. So again, it's called Jump with 3 U's. It's on Android. So I have 2 golden bones, it says. So it's... I like that the game is kind of teaching you. Oops. I like that the game is... I like that it's different each time. It makes it replayable. Like I said, the skill versus chance. There's a skill of the jumping stuff, which is fun to execute. There's a chance based on just the randomness of the enemies you're going to come across and the orientations of them. I like that there's these bones. Makes the gameplay more constantly engaging. I'm not just trying to get by. I'm trying to like make these risk versus reward decisions and collect these bones that I assume are going to unlock abilities or something. I like that they show you these blue flying creatures because they introduce you to like a mechanic that I assume is going to be important later. So like for example, I was able to practice like jumping off those high blue things, and so later on when I actually have to do that, oh, I thought that was like a good thing, the fairy or something. Oh, so it even shows right here, jump, double jump, triple jump. So I think that's a really awesome mechanic system. Let's play one more time. Ah, I keep missing these bones. These flowers scare me. The guy's staying still. So notice the dinosaur's getting closer and closer to me. This one reminds me of the dinosaur game on Chrome, but kind of more advanced. That's a really good point. It does remind me of that as well. Oops. I agree. Oops. I'd like to know what these bones do, or if it's just for like score. Oh, that's like your high score, the 6. Okay. I see. So again, in terms of long-term value, I'm not sure this will have long-term value. Like, it'd be cool if like by collecting bones or getting high scores, you like progress in the game, or you gain abilities that improve your abilities in the game or something like that, or you unlock new content or something. But again, like if the player just wants to make this fun gameplay experience for mobile, I totally understand that. A lot of people do those kinds of games, but I'm always just trying to see like how can you make this game more valuable in the long run. You know, I'm always trying to consider that. The dinosaur is closing in on me, and I was wondering like, is there something I'm supposed to be doing to go faster, or is it just showing that I'm in a more dangerous situation, basically? Oops. So I'm seeing more of those flying things now, but none of them have really affected me yet. I was hoping that I was going to be able to use these blue things in some way strategically, but that hasn't happened yet either. So I'm definitely getting better at the game now. I'm going a lot farther. My previous high score was 6, now it's 25. Just want to see how long I can go. Like there's different strategies. Like there's that stomp, so maybe you decide to stomp on these guys, maybe you don't. At this point, I feel like I'm kind of facing the same challenges I've faced a bunch of times, and I know I can execute them easily. So like, feel like at this point there should be something like ramping up a little bit more, or maybe the play session should be shorter and I'm like gaining experience and I'm unlocking new content that way. That would be like my biggest piece of feedback maybe. It is really fun though to play, and it looks really awesome. Yeah, I wish the bones maybe sometimes were higher up so that I could use these blue things in order to get at them, but usually they don't line up like that. Maybe if crushing things gave you bones as well, then I'd be more encouraged to do that, and that'd be riskier. But yeah, it's a fun gameplay system. I'm really excited to see where they go. Go to their website, luisotavioafonso.com, if you want to check out their other games. They're making a lot of games. They're a really active mobile indie game developer, and they seem really skilled, so I'm really excited to keep following them and see where they go with their games. This looks beautiful, so it was awesome to play. I'm glad they recommended it. And the other one I downloaded earlier was Ball Art. Let's try it. So yeah, again, usually I'm working on my game, but I'm only doing this a little bit in between. I like to kind of have a game in the background sometimes when I'm coding, and like just play like a move of it at a time, play around with hex stars here and there, or I'm playing a lot of a Monsters Expedition. That's a puzzle game on mobile as part of Apple Arcade. That's like insanely fun. I can show you in a second. I'm curious if anyone's played that. It's like the greatest mobile puzzle game of all time. Cool. Ball Art. I'm curious about this. Hopefully we'll get a good experience using this emulator. If not, we're going to try to get an Android device at some point. Maybe I'll get an Android device if we get like 100 Twitch followers or some kind of promotion like that. Or I could just get one. Tap and hold here to win this level. Hit obstacles to gather points. Start from here. Hit this target. Search. Reach required score to unlock. So there's a lot going on here. It's hard to know what's important out of these things. It might be good to kind of show this tutorial in steps. So, because it says tap and hold here to win the level. Oh, I like that it's dynamic. Tap one here to hold level. Start from here. Hit the obstacles to gather points. We gotta watch an ad. Ah. So the ads don't work super well. Let me try playing it one more time. If not, we'll wait until a future time. The jump icon looks pretty good, actually. I like that. But yeah, I've been told that this is a good stream to listen to while you're doing your own game dev stuff, so that's kind of what I'm tailoring it for, is like, we're talking about mobile game design in the background, so you can always tune into that, you know, while you're doing your other stuff. It's fun to talk about ideas and game design while you're doing the more mundane coding stuff, because like keeps you engaged and knowing what's the long-term goal and stuff. And then I'm also working, so we're all kind of working together and helping each other out while we come across problems. So kind of cool. It's like a motivating kind of task. So let's play this first one again. Tap. Okay, so I'm holding down and aiming. Hit the obstacles to gather points. Tap in here, hold to win the level. Okay, so this is where I need to aim to win. Reach required score. So I'm going to shoot that. I gain a point from hitting the red, and I have to end in the portal. Okay. This seems like a cool gameplay system. You get points only by hitting an obstacle that started with a different color than the color of the ball you're using. So this is black, so I only get a point if I hit red. And I want to end in that portal. Ah, I missed. But it keeps going. Okay, this is cool. I like this. I could see this like creating a lot of really interesting puzzles. Okay, I like that they keep your original arc, so that you can kind of figure out how to shoot better. Oh yeah, so I think this is a really cool puzzle game. So this is called Ball Art. I think it's only on Android. So I have a black, so I'm trying to hit both of these now. And I really think it's smart that they, so I got all the points and I hit it in there. I think it's really smart that they show your previous shot so that you can aim in comparison to that. I think that's a really smart idea. Different sizes and shapes yield different amounts of points. General rule is smaller obstacle equal to more points. I see misspelled obstacle. You could fix that. Equal to more points. So smaller obstacle, more points. So I want to hit off of here and hit the blue and skip the black. Or do I want to hit the black? That doesn't do anything, I guess. Okay, and then once I hit all of them, then the portal opens up. So I can see so many different elements coming from this. This is such a great puzzle game space. I'm going to play this again at another stream as well. Finishing the level with any balls left will give you extra points. Okay, so I have 4 balls. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. Oh my god, can I hit all of these colors? Okay, not like that. This is interesting. So maybe I have to like hit it harder, kinda. Oops. Nope. So I like that you can keep aiming while you're waiting. Green, red. This is exciting. Oh, blue, no. Okay, so this is difficult. This is my 4th one. So maybe something like a little lower. No. Wow, this is hard. Maybe I should have, I don't know. I could see different ways of going about it, so this is really replayable. So let's think of chance versus skill. There's a lot of chance with just the unknown nature of physics in the level. That's something you have to explore over time. So that's the chanciness, that's the unknown, and the skill is this being able to understand that chaos and aiming your ball in such a way that you're able to hit the portal over time, or using your balls in smart ways that explore different possibilities within the level. I think that basically the game is really replayable because I want to keep playing because I know it's possible, I'm confident it's possible, and the physics makes you feel like you can try a bunch of different things and maybe you can solve problems in different ways. And so I could just, like, by playing like that, I'm like, it makes me want to keep playing. I could play this endlessly in order before I win because I know there's something possible, and I don't know, I'll just leave it at that. I think this is a really replayable core gameplay system. Let me try it one more time. See, it's still replayable. I need to beat this. Let's try something a little lower again like last time. Okay, that didn't work. I'm glad you don't have to wait each time. See, I need to give it more power. Green. Okay, this is better. Red. Ugh. Blue. Yes! So we just needed to... So basically, the ball bounces a certain number of times before it ends. So I like that. By shooting it in a way so that it bounces less, it gained more life. And then at that point, I was able to hit this portal. So I feel like each level, I'm learning a lot. Like, I'm learning a lot of different stuff that's even kind of intricate. It's hard to talk about, but I'm learning a lot of skill-based stuff about this game in my head. Let's play again. Look at that, it's not showing you it's not showing you ads if you win, so that feels good. Hit both obstacles with the first ball. This is a tough one. Hit both obstacles with the first ball. Let's do this. Oh, I nailed it. You can buy colors from the menu or in the pause menu and then retry. It's time to buy a new color. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. This is a super fun gameplay system. There's more colors. Okay, I just bought a color. So I can switch to red, which means I can hit more of these things. I really don't know what to do. Oh my god. That wasn't too bad. Oops, that was bad. Come on, hit the blue, hit the blue, hit the blue. Ugh. Oh, this could be good. Dang it. Yeah, I love physics games like this, like World of Goo kind of games. Like, even though this is very different, I'm super excited about this game. Definitely play this game. So it's called Ball Art. Let's search for it in the Google Play Store. Yeah, Ball Art. I think this is it. So the name made me think it was some kind of art game, but now I'm like, oh, it's like an art-themed puzzle game. So definitely play this. It's a really great puzzle game. I'm curious what you think about it. Let me know what you think about it. And again, I'm give all these games 5 stars on my own device afterwards on the Google Play Store. I really recommend you play all these games and give them 5 stars too. Follow their social media links if you can find them. So yeah, that was super cool. I love that game. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. I think we might be wrapping up the stream. I don't want these to go on for too long. You know, a couple hours is probably a good time. I'm gonna end on a game that I've been playing a lot on mobile. That isn't necessarily like an indie mobile game, even though I think the developer has indie roots. This is a game called. Let me get it. It's called The Monsters Expedition. And if I didn't get to play your game, if I forgot or something, like, just message me and I'll play it next week for sure. Or message me. I stream Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. I would love to play your game then. So just really quick for a minute, I just want to show you this game that I've been playing a lot of. 1 second, let me open it. And I want to tell you the lesson I've learned from this game. One of the many lessons. And so again, you need Apple Arcade to play it. Here it is. Oops. So basically it's this puzzle game where I forget the style of games it's called to, but basically you're in this world and you can knock down these trees and you can roll them around. And then you can also undo the things you're doing in the game. So I can knock this tree down this way, and what I'm basically trying to do is I'm trying to knock them around and roll these logs in a certain order that allows me to cross into other little islands. So the game is comprised of like thousands, hundreds of these little islands, and you can get to new ones by knocking down trees and traveling across. And you're basically trying to explore. It's like an open world puzzle game, which is really interesting to me. And the puzzles feel really satisfying because at times they feel impossible, but then something clicks in your head and then you learn something really powerful about the game, and then you're able to execute it in other puzzles. So that's like the key marker of a great puzzle game, you know, that feeling of epiphany, you know. And so I really like this game, so I just wanted to end on this game. Like, it's not, so a lot of times we talk about long-term value and like implementing these systems that are all about progression and competitive systems and other ways of creating long-term value for the game with personalization and all this other stuff. But even though that's the way I view games, like, I understand that there's another side of game development. Like, for example, this game doesn't need to make money. It's through Apple Arcade, so people are already subscribing for this game. So it's able to be a pure game, but it's still focused on this mobile mindset. You know, it's so easy to pick up and play. You're always just right where you left off. The challenges you face are bite-sized, and so the play sessions can be kind of short. And so I think for all these reasons, it's a great mobile game, and a great mobile puzzle game. So I really recommend you play a Monsters Expedition. It shows you like how you can take the simplest mechanics and how you can expand it into this crazy huge space. And I think that's one piece of feedback I have for some of the games that we play. Actually, let me play Let me play one more game, and I'm going to be making a video about this game as well. It's called Whack-A-Tile. So this will be our last indie mobile game for today. So this is a game called Whack-A-Tile by Crazy Oyster Games. So the way it works is, let's play shuffle. So at the top it gives you a certain icon you have to hit, and you have to hit it as fast as possible, and you have to go through a set in this mode before time runs out. And so you kind of like start to lose points, and so now the game is progressing. Like now there's more tiles available to hit, so it gets a little bit more difficult. So basically the way they pitch this is as a modernized whack-a-mole. Oh, I messed up. So you lose a lot of points if you mess up, and I was able to recover there. So you're basically just trying to upkeep this, and you want to fill up your progress bar before time runs out, basically. And it gets a little harder and harder. So now there's 6 icons that I'm choosing between. Oh, now I have to hit 2 of them. Oops, I messed up. Oops, so I just lost there. So I think that's an awesome, really engaging mobile gameplay experience. The mechanic's really simple. It's a skill, and that gets better over time. There's not much chance involved. It's basically all skill, which is one problem. For replayability, it's good to have some element of chance that balances out the skill. Because right now it's all skill, and so I feel like there's nothing that's swinging my ability to do better or worse once I've kind of maxed out this skill. So in playing this gameplay system, I think this is a great mobile game. You can make a great mobile gameplay experience out of this, but I feel like there's more you can go with the gameplay. You could have these tiles either in the way you present the challenges, or like having new tile like elements that change up the gameplay in different ways. Like it's good to focus on a simple mechanic, which is what this does, but I feel like there's more gameplay possibilities, and so that's also what we were looking at in the Facebook group with that other game we were playing. I forget where it was. But yeah, one thing I'm a huge fan of as a game designer is finding these mobile gameplay systems and just examining like how deep we can go into them, like how many elements exist within these game spaces, you know? So that's what I really like about exploring these mobile games. Oh yeah, so this is the one we played. So another one. So this is, again, they're starting out making this game, and it's a similar mechanic, but I feel like there's so much room to explore and stuff. And so that's what I'm doing with my bubble shooter emoji pop, for example. Like I'm creating obstacles and game modes that have never been featured before, because I'm able to go, as an indie developer, I have the creativity and the ability to go really deep into the level design and the game elements design. So I think that's something we could all be thinking about, is like these gameplay systems, we need to make them simple, but like how deep can we take them? And that's, if we go deep into their design, it's going to make it a lot easier to provide long-term value for players. So that's just something that I kind of took from Whack-A-Mole, but super fun, original gameplay concept. So I'm really excited to get this game out there a bit more. It's called Whack-A-Tile. You should play it. Let me open it up on the App Store so I can give it 5 stars. I love playing these. That's why I showed Numbo Jumbo earlier. It's because I wanted to show, like, I used to make just fun gameplay, mobile gameplay systems as well, you know? What weird. But I think we need to dig deeper than that. If we're trying to be successful indie devs and trying to disrupt the industry, we need to be thinking about long-term value. And so a Monsters Expedition is a really artsy way to kind of create long-term value and pick up and play and everything. But right now, the best ways I know it are like implementing competitive features, going deep in the mechanics, and creating a progression that gets players hooked in the long run, like all these kinds of things. And so that's something I would like to see out of this game, Whack-A-Tile, more. And that's something that I'd probably give for a lot of mobile game feedback. I gave it 5 stars. I love the mobile gameplay experience, and it's something I definitely pop up once in a while right now, and just to see what I think of the gameplay. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. I'm going to stop the stream here so we don't go on too long. This has been a 2.5 hour stream. We've played many of the mobile indie games in our group. I've played games both in the Discord and in our Facebook group. I really recommend you join and participate every week in the Facebook group so that I can play your games on the stream. And then the games I play on the stream, I make YouTube videos. You can find me at Emoji Popcast, same name as I am on here. Emoji Popcast on Twitch and YouTube for my daily stream and daily YouTube videos. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We're going to do this again next Monday. But for the rest of the week, we're going to be streaming at 10 a.m. Tuesday through Friday. We're going to be streaming the development of my game, Emoji Pop. So I'd love for you to check in and develop your game alongside mine, and we can kind of ask each other's problems as we're working. Give each other feedback, to say. So message me any indie games that you want me to play, or any mobile games that you find that you think are really interesting. Find me on Twitter, Emoji Popcast, Instagram, wherever you are. Hit me up. Join our Discord, join our Facebook. I'm so grateful for everyone participating in the Facebook and Discord groups. I'm really excited to get this, we needed this, community of mobile game devs, I think, to help each other out. There's been so many users who are constantly helping people and answering their questions, like Madman PS2 and many others. I think these users are super awesome, and it shows how great this community can be and how useful it can be as a resource. Great for getting your games out there as well, and we're going to be working more on that as we go forward. So thanks to everyone for participating, and I'm really excited. Join me in my stream Tuesday through Friday on Twitch at Emoji Popcast, or I'll be back on this Facebook group on Monday next week, where we'll play a new batch of mobile indie games. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.